Have you ever wondered who surrounds God in heaven? When the Bible describes heaven, it does not present a silent throne room. It reveals something far more structured: a divine council, a heavenly courtroom, a gathering of spiritual beings standing before God. But who are they? Are they angels? Are they something else? And why does the Bible sometimes refer to them in ways that sound unexpected? To understand this mystery, we must look closely at the Scriptures. One of the most striking passages appears in the book of Psalms. Psalm 82, verse 1 says, "God standeth in the congregation of the mighty. He judgeth among the gods." Read that again. God stands in a congregation, and He judges among the gods. This raises an important question. Who are these gods? The Hebrew word used here is Elohim. It is the same word used for God Himself, but it can also refer to other spiritual beings. This does not mean there are many equal gods. The Bible is clear. There is only one supreme, sovereign God. But this passage reveals something else. There are other spiritual beings, created by God, who exist in His presence. And they are part of what we might call the divine council. We see this again in another powerful scene. In the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 6, it says, "Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them." Notice the setting: a gathering, a presentation, a courtroom-like scene. The sons of God appear before the Lord, and even Satan appears among them. This is not chaos. This is structure, order, a divine assembly. The phrase "sons of God" here refers to spiritual beings, members of the heavenly realm. They are not human. They are not equal to God, but they are part of His creation, and they operate within His authority. Another glimpse of this council appears in the book of 1 Kings. In chapter 22, the prophet Micaiah describes a vision. He says, "I saw the Lord sitting on His throne, and all the host of heaven standing by Him on His right hand and on His left." Again, we see a throne and a surrounding host, a council. In this scene, God discusses a matter and even allows one of these spirits to carry out a specific task. This shows us something important. God is sovereign, but He sometimes chooses to work through His heavenly host, not because He needs them, but because He has established order in His kingdom. Now here is where the mystery deepens. In Psalm 82, God rebukes members of this council. He says, "How long will ye judge unjustly, and accept the persons of the wicked?" This suggests that some of these beings were given responsibility and failed in it. They acted unjustly, and God pronounced judgment against them. Verse 7 says, "But ye shall die like men, and fall like one of the princes." This is a powerful and mysterious statement. It shows that even spiritual beings are accountable to God. They are not above His authority. They are not beyond judgment. So who exactly are these members of the divine council? The Bible gives us glimpses, but not a full list. They are described as sons of God, hosts of heaven, Elohim in certain contexts. They are spiritual beings created by God, existing in the heavenly realm, serving under His authority. Some remained faithful, others did not. And this ties into a larger biblical theme: the unseen realm. The Bible makes it clear that reality is not only physical. There is a spiritual dimension, active, organized, and real. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12 says, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world. This suggests a structured spiritual world with ranks and roles, and the divine council may be part of that structure. But here is the most important truth. No matter how complex the heavenly realm may be, God stands above all. He is not one among many equals. He is the Most High, the Creator, the Judge of all. Psalm 82 ends with a powerful declaration. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for thou shalt inherit all nations. This reminds us that God's authority is absolute. The divine council does not diminish his power. It reveals his order, his sovereignty, and his rule over both the seen and the unseen. The idea of a heavenly courtroom may seem mysterious, but it teaches us something profound. God is not distant. He is actively ruling, governing, and judging. And everything, both in heaven and on earth, operates under his authority. The story of the divine council invites us to look beyond the physical world, to recognize that there is more happening than we can see, and to understand that behind history, behind nations, behind events, there is a greater reality, a spiritual one. If you want to explore more deep and hidden truths in the Bible, consider subscribing to Biblical Handbook, because sometimes the most powerful revelations in Scripture are found in the passages we often overlook.